The Apple Watch SE has always been a terrific value, and now with the introduction of the second gen Apple Watch SE, it only expands on what it was already good at, being a fantastic value while supplying you with the necessary features that actually matter the most in your everyday schedule. While it doesn't give you the full package with all those cool health features the Series 8 provides, it still is a viable option for any person who has an iPhone. If this is your first ever Apple Watch, you'll come to love its versatility, and you'll feel even better knowing you didn't pay nearly $1,000 for an Apple Watch like you would if you were picking up the all-new Ultra model. It does have some stripped down features though, but honestly for the price, this is as good as it gets. Buckle up guys as we go over a quick unboxing and everything that's new with this all-new iteration of the Apple Watch line that caters to the masses. This is the Apple Watch that will be best suited for most people. Join me as we dissect the new 2022 Apple Watch SE 2nd Gen and go over everything that's new, and at the end I'll share my official verdict to let you guys know whether it's worth the hype or not. You ready? Let's get this show on the road. Alright, let's start with a really quick unboxing of our new Apple Watch SE. So, first we get some Apple Watch branding on the top. There's not much going on any of our sides, but flip it to the back and you'll see our serial number information as well as a description of what we can expect to find in our box. For this review model, we opted for the 44mm casing in Midnight, but you can also grab the smaller variant, which is the 40mm variant, and I went ahead and bundled it with the Midnight Sport Band, but don't worry, you'll get to experience the all-new SE 2nd Gen on a variety of band colors and types throughout this entire video. So anyway, we do have two pull tabs here on the left and right, and so let's go ahead and undo these tabs to reveal some nice artwork of a variety of Apple Watch casing colors with a plethora of differing bands. It's a really nice introduction into the world of Apple Watches, seeing as how buying new Apple Watch bands can become extremely addicting, and once you get to the point of no return, you can go ahead and dub yourself a bandaholic like me. But alright, I know what you guys came here for. The star of the show, the Midnight SE 2nd Generation features two green pull tabs on the back to assist us with this rather exciting unboxing. So pull those off and lift the lid off to reveal two compartments. On the left hand side is the all new SE 2nd Gen nestled in there with its blanket being that frosted white plastic, keeping it all warm and cozy. But first, our literature packet that reads designed by Apple in California, that houses our quick start guide as well as our product and warranty information guide. But more interestingly, underneath is our USB-C to Apple Watch magnetic charging puck that is not our fast charging puck. You can tell if you have the fast charger if your charging puck has this aluminum ring around it, and these only get bundled in with the Ultra or a stainless steel Apple Watch Series 8. Otherwise, you'll get this one that's just plastic all around. But now, going back to the star of the show, we undress our Apple Watch SE 2nd Gen by taking the frosted plastic off, press the side button to power it on for the first time, and there it is. Now, you will be instructed step by step on how to set it up, which the setup process is pretty straightforward. So first things first, on the exterior you might be wondering, what's changed? In short, not much. The design overall of the Apple Watch SE 2nd Gen looks near identical to the prior Gen SE, aside from a few tiny adjustments made primarily to a part of the watch that'll never be seen anyway. But first, the Apple Watch SE 2nd Gen starts at $249 here in the States, actually being priced lower than when the original first Gen SE debuted. I think the first Gen SE started at $279 if my memory serves me right. So in terms of affordability, it is in its own category, considering some stainless steel Series 8 models, and depending on what band you get, can easily set you back more than $750. So being priced at $249 to start is pretty awesome. Thing is, that $249 price point is for the smaller 40mm GPS only casing size. The larger 44mm casing size comes in pricier, but not by much, starting at $279. And on top of all of this, your color options this time have also been tweaked, with Apple offering us only three color options for the SE 2nd Gen, and that is the classic and OG silver, starlight, and midnight, which is what we have today. So no cool options like product red or the green aluminum. That is no longer available, sadly. So once again, this is a 44mm casing size, and it looks like a resurrected Series 4 just in an aluminum shell with updated inner components. That's because the Series 8 and Series 7 introduced a larger display with reduced bezels. However, not entirely considered a redesign. Tim Apple and his team literally just reduced the size of the bezels starting on the Series 7 and now being featured on the Series 8. So when you compare the second gen SE's 44mm display versus something like a stainless steel Series 8, all of a sudden the difference looks a bit more pronounced, especially when seeing the difference side by side. But even then, the bezels are of an adequate size, and technically, the display size is 30% larger than the now discontinued, but oddly still very popular for some reason, Series 3, which if you're upgrading from, I'm sure you'll see a significant difference. And now with this lineup, listen guys, honestly, nobody should be picking up a Series 3 considering that the new SE second gen starts at $249. That whole topic is a video in itself, so I will be making a buyer's guide, so just stay tuned. The biggest and most obvious difference is the new bottom casing that is now made of nylon composite materials that are color matched to your chosen color's bezel. This differs from the older Gen 1 SE that featured a full composite back with some ceramic. Thing is though, you'll never even see it since it rests against your wrist while having the watch on, and thus 100% obscured from view when having the watch on, but it has environmental benefits, so it gets a pass from me. The all new second gen SE's performance increase is where we'll see the biggest improvements, mostly being driven by under the hood improvements. The SE is now equipped and is up to par with the standard Series 8 with the speedy S8 chipset versus the now sluggish S5 that was featured on the first gen SE. And in terms of real world improvements, yeah, it's a little snappier here and there. Applications are going to load much faster, and overall the fluidity of the Apple Watch is just going to be much more improved, and you should be able to notice a difference, especially if you're upgrading from, once again, something like the Series 3. This will be a good upgrade for you. So then, what actually sets this apart from the Series 8 then? It sounds like it can do almost everything the Apple Watch Series 8 can do, and yes, technically true, most of the functionality of what an Apple Watch aims to provide is present on the SE. Things like a heart monitor and step counter are present on the second gen SE, but the more premier sensors are absent when compared to the likes of the Series 8 and the Ultra. The SE second gen does not feature an ECG app, unlike the Series 8 and Ultra. It also doesn't have a blood oxygen reader, nor the new skin temperature sensor that can now track women's menstrual cycles and make it much more accurate than ever before. But trust me, if you never have a need to get these readings on a regular basis, it's kind of pointless and seems like a gimmick to make you fork over more money for this more expensive Series 8. Like guys, I'm going to be real with you, I used the ECG app like once this year when I was in the waiting room for my orthodontist. And so the blood oxygen reader is cool, I mean, I guess, but I'm a relatively young and healthy individual, so I don't have a real need to see these readings on a regular basis. And thus, if you're anything like me, you may be pretty happy knowing these features aren't present on the SE. Therefore, you don't feel like you spent more money to upgrade for meaningless features that aren't too relevant to your lifestyle anyway. And the biggest and most obvious difference is that the SE does not feature an always on display. This is a huge bummer, but honestly for the price, it's actually okay, seeing as how the SE comes in with the most basic features, so it's kind of a compromise. Yes, it's cheap and relatively affordable, but the trade-off is you don't get those more premium features. Oh man, I just really wish this had an always on display. As for some other safety features, the Apple Watch SE second gen has the same offerings as the Series 8, including such features such as emergency SOS and fall detection, but also includes crash detection. That is new and can now prove as a vital tool in those catastrophic moments you never expect that could save your life. In those moments, every second is crucial to increase the odds of a happy ending, and thanks to the updated motion sensors, the SE second gen is able to detect if you're in a bad crash and will call your emergency contacts and or emergency services should it deem you may be in some trouble and require assistance. This is something that, of course, I would like to try, but I'm never going to want to purposely get in an accident like that, so I don't know. I heard it's really good though. Now, for a smartwatch, a big question most consumers have is how how good is the battery life? Well, ladies and gents, I regret to inform that no increase is seen on the new second gen as compared to the first, but at least Apple claims the battery life is in line with its predecessor, being rated at up to 18 hours of typical use, and I can say this is a pretty good estimate. See, for me, most of my days begin at 8 a.m. Freshly charged, I pick up my watch and slap it on the wrist 100%, ready to go. And if I were to wear this all day, use it as typical, then by bedtime, which for me is around 11:30, I can expect my Apple Watch SE to be right at or slightly above the official red mark, sometimes even being as high as 25%. So while I wish the battery life could last me well into the second day, it can at least comfortably survive me an entire day's worth of use, which is pretty good, but again, could be better. So what's my verdict? This is a 10 out of 10 absolute recommend. As a starter Apple Watch, this makes an excellent segue into a deeper entanglement with the Apple Watch ecosystem. There is a massive amount of customization on here so that your watch face fits your personality, to fit your band, to whichever color dial you want, down to all the complications or widgets that are pertinent to your everyday lifestyle. It has the more basic features that I tend to think are more important anyway, and if you wish to fork over more cash for some improved sensors, reduced bezels, and other options in terms of casing materials or colors, then you can opt for the Series 8 or even the Ultra if you really got them deep pockets. Plus, it's important to realize that all Apple Watch bands are still compatible to their irrespective sizing options, with the notable exception of the all-new Ultra style bands only being offered for the larger casing sizings, which is the 42, 44, and 45 millimeter casing sizes. I know it can get a little confusing here and there, but yeah, this watch has all the features that matter to most people, offering a way into the realm of Apple Watches and the culture around the collection of Apple Watch bands, all while carrying a lighter load on the wallet anyway, which is always a plus. Like, what's not to like here? It's the real deal, and again, only expands on what made the original SE so great, including all for a starting price of $249. I think it's a great value, honestly, and gets my seal of approval. It's great for those on a tight budget, for casuals, and makes a terrific gift for any iPhone owner. If you want the full featured Apple Watch experience, though, the Apple Watch Series 8 is the better choice, but I think many average users will still find everything they need in the new SE. But let me know what you guys think. Are you an owner of a first gen SE, or better yet, this all new second gen SE? Do you already have something like a Series 7, a Series 8, or even the Ultra? If so, drop your experiences down below in the comments section, or just let us know whether you think this watch is a good value or not. Hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of my future tech videos. And with that, clocking out for now, but I cannot wait to catch you all in my next video.